What do uranium, global positioning satellites, infrared cameras, and lasers have in common? They are all examples of what is known as dual-use technologies, which is the subject of today's video. I am Dr. John Padfield. I'm a business professor, and this is Business Reform, where I discuss issues at the intersection of business, technology, and society. A dual-use technology simply means any technology that has both commercial and military applications. Any given technology may have been created exclusively for military or commercial applications, but over time it may be repurposed for additional applications. For instance, the first man-made nuclear explosion took place on July 16, 1945, during the Trinity test at Los Alamos, New Mexico. But less than 6 years later, on December 20th, 1951, the first nuclear reactor was generating electricity in a research lab in Idaho, and today nuclear power is used by numerous countries around the world. Likewise, global positioning satellites were originally developed for military applications, but today nearly everyone carries a GPS device in their pocket to help them navigate to wherever they want to go. So with that brief introduction to what dual-use technology means, let's take a closer look at what customer loyalty cards are all about. Sometimes they're referred to as loyalty cards, other times they're referred to as rewards programs. I'm going to be using those terms interchangeably. The data I am about to share comes in part from a 17-page report entitled The Loyalty Report. The report was published in September 2023 and was published by the Bond Behavioral Institute in partnership with Visa. The Loyalty Report shares insights from over 60,000 consumers regarding over 1,000 loyalty programs across 26 markets, including 340 loyalty programs in the United States. As always, I have included links to all of my sources, including the 17-page report, and you can find links in the description of this video. The 2023 report found that the average U.S. consumer is a member of 18 loyalty programs and that they actively participate in 50% of those programs. If that seems like a lot of programs, just keep in mind how many different types of loyalty programs there are today. Loyalty programs have spread from just grocery stores, hotels, and airlines to virtually every type of business today, including casinos, coffee shops, pet stores, retail stores, and gas stations. Regardless of the type of business offering the loyalty program, all loyalty card programs work in a very similar manner. The business will offer the customer the opportunity to earn points for various activities such as spending money on their credit card or making purchases from them. The customer then accumulates those points to earn things such as discounts or free meals, free hotel stays, or free airline flights. In exchange for the ability to earn points, which can often be modified, restricted, or even eliminated without notice, customers must give away a few pieces of information, such as their name, email address, cell phone number, and home address. Some programs ask for more personal information than others, but these pieces of information are pretty standard across most reward programs. This may seem like a fair trade until you apply Gestalt theory to the exchange. According to Britannica, Gestalt theory emphasizes that the whole of anything is greater than the sum of its parts. That is, the attributes of the whole are not deducible from the analysis of the parts in isolation. In plain English, that means what the business learns about you is far greater than just the information you give them. Think of it as you just gave them the combination to unlock all sorts of information about you. In his 2014 book, What Stays in Vegas, Adam Tanner writes about what casinos do the moment a customer signs up for their loyalty card program. The casino will immediately look up the median home price in the customer's neighborhood, then estimate the customer's annual income based on what they would need to earn to live in that neighborhood. Then, based on computer models that they have generated, they estimate what that customer's financial pain threshold is. In other words, the casino wants to know what is the maximum amount of money that customer can lose on any given night, and still they would be willing to come back to the casino again very soon thereafter. For a customer who lives in a neighborhood where the median home price is $1.5 million, they may be able to lose $3,000 in an evening and come back the next night and not think much about it. However, a customer that goes to a casino who lives in a neighborhood where the median price house is $200,000, if they were to lose $1,500, they may not come back again for a year or two. The goal of the casino is to extract as much money as possible from their customers. However, if they take too much too quickly, that customer may learn a lesson and decide they're going to give up gambling, or they may decide they're going to go somewhere else because they feel like they just aren't lucky at that casino. But the bottom line is the casino does want to maximize the amount of money they can take from a customer. They just don't want to do it all at once, because getting greedy and taking too much all at once means that customer may not come back again. By using loyalty cards, casinos can track how much a customer is up or down in real time. And if they see a customer is approaching their pain limit, the threshold at which they may not come back again for a long time, the casino can intervene. When a casino wants to interrupt a customer so that they do not lose much more money because they don't want that person to cross that pain threshold, they will sometimes dispatch what they call a luck ambassador. Often this is an attractive host or hostess who will approach that customer who has lost a considerable amount of money, and they will offer them something of value, such as tickets to the buffet or free tickets to a show that's about to start. This sudden feeling of good luck that they happen to be given tickets to a show that they may have been interested in but had not budgeted for takes that person away from the gambling, shifts their focus from how much money they've lost, so that after the show they go back to their hotel feeling better about themselves than if they had stayed and lost a little more money. In other words, they go back, even though they may have lost $500, $600, $700 in the casino, because they got a free show out of it, they feel good about their evening, and they're more likely to come back again sooner. But what customers give away in exchange for joining a rewards program doesn't stop there. Loyalty programs also cause people to act irrationally. The idea of cash is very simple and concrete. We all know the value of cash. But how much is a point worth? According to MoneyGeek.com, as of July 2024, one Southwest point is worth between 1.3 and 1.5 cents. So that means 500 Southwest points would be worth somewhere around $6.50 to $7.50 toward a free flight. Likewise, also according to MoneyGeek.com, as of March 2024, one Marriott point is worth between 0.7 and 0.9 cents. So 500 Marriott points would be worth between $3.50 and $4.50 toward a free stay at a Marriott property. So if I am traveling to a city and I could get a decent hotel in that city for $110 a night, or I could go to Marriott where I am a gold member and I could get a room for $150 a night and get 2,000 Marriott points for my stay, which is the better deal? Well, personal preferences are going to play a role in this. I really do like Marriott hotels. But how much are those 2,000 points worth? 2,000 points at about 0.8 cents a piece means they're worth about $16. If I take $16 off of a $150 a night hotel room, that means I'm paying $134 a night for the Marriott room, where I could have got a decent room at a different hotel for $110 a night. That means I spent $24 more, or about 22% more, to get the room at the Marriott where I have a loyalty program. The bottom line is people quit acting rationally when they get confused about the value of points, and this is by design. But possibly the biggest thing loyalty programs do is force you to give up your anonymity. This really isn't that big of a deal if we're talking about giving up my anonymity at a hotel or giving up my anonymity for an airline, because in both of those cases I am required by law to show a government-issued photo ID while checking into the hotel or before boarding the plane. But at least for now, I am not required to show an ID to buy a burger, a pair of blue jeans, or to buy groceries. Although I would point out it was just a couple of years ago that some major cities across the United States were busy implementing regulations to force people to show a digital passport on their phone in order to be able to eat inside of a restaurant or to shop inside of a grocery store. But is there really any danger in giving up your anonymity when you're doing something like buying groceries? Why should you care if the grocery store keeps track of what you're buying? After all, how many times have we heard, if you're not doing anything wrong, why should you be concerned about who's recording what you're doing? The answer to that comes down to what is being done with all that data those loyalty/rewards programs are collecting about you. In 2018, ProPublica published an article about how health insurance companies are vacuuming up all the personal information they can about customers and potential customers to predict their health cost and how they may be raising people's rates based on what they buy at the grocery store. In addition, residents in King County, Washington, received threatening letters from a county agency reminding them of the penalty for having an unlicensed dog or cat. One resident, Barbara Twaddell, received a letter stamped time-sensitive, open immediately on the outside of the envelope. She described the letter as terse and threatening as it reminded her of the county ordinance that could result in her being fined up to $250 per pet if her pets were not licensed. When she called the Regional Animal Services of King County and asked why she had received the letter, she was told that grocery store club cards were being tracked. She had bought a dog toy for a friend's pet and had apparently been put on a list of suspected dog owners. Her name was then matched against a list of people who had a dog license, and because she didn't have a dog license, because her dog had died about 5 years earlier, she was sent the threatening letter. The bottom line is, as I have stated in other videos, once you allow data to be collected on yourself about how many bags of pretzels you buy or how many dog toys you purchase, once that data is collected, you have absolutely zero control over how that data is going to be stored, shared, sold, aggregated, and potentially used for purposes that are not in your best interest, such as being used by health, life, and auto insurance companies to justify raising your rates. As I said in the thumbnail to this video, the data generated from customer loyalty programs truly is dual use. There are legitimate reasons why a company would like to get to know you better as a customer. I make purchases from Amazon. Amazon knows what I'm interested in reading about, and when books come out that they believe may be of interest to me based on my prior purchases, I will get notices. I always laugh when I think about I get notified of books on data analytics because data analytics told them I'm probably interested in that topic because I've bought other books on data analytics. There are legitimate reasons why companies would like to have this data so that they can better serve their customers. However, the problem comes in when some of those companies that are running loyalty programs, in my opinion, betray their customers by taking that information and either sharing it or selling it with other organizations, sometimes even government agencies, that are going to do things with that data that the customer would not want done with that data. I would love to hear about your experience with customer loyalty programs. Which ones do you use? I will admit I do use a couple of them myself. Which ones do you use? What has your experience been? Are you aware of your data being used for anything that you would not want it used for? Do you believe that there are big advantages to taking part in these programs? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching.